Now we have the infamous Chase Maxwell. This guy, I tell you, this kid is next level.
I've been hearing a lot about you, Chase, from Ryan. So,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That could be
true.
bad
I'm a
news.
super fan. Look at this guy. This guy, I've had the pleasure of working with Chase for many years, and he's so freaking bright. He's been in the industry over 10 years, and one of the things I really truly like about Chase in particular, very unconventional thinker. He's not restrained by these false beliefs or these old habits. And one of the things that's really cool is he is in a really competitive marketplace, but is able to grow his shop and able to move faster in the marketplace than really anybody else. So I think we just dive in here, Chase, and we start peppering you with some questions, man. And first of all, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
good to
Yeah.
see
Thanks
you.
for having me. Good to see you, Dave.
Yeah.
So
Uber
why don't we-
Auto
why don't-
Body, do you fix Uber cars?
We actually had the name first. And,
Yeah, that's right.
many years before Uber started. And it actually worked out pretty good for us. So,
Good deal.
yeah.
Chase, help us understand. So in your marketplace, you're surrounded. I mean, it's saturated with body shops. There's a body shop on every corner, right? And why is it that you're the sought after body shop? Why is there a lineup of customers waiting to come to you? How did you get to this space?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is we've spent the last 10 years in business really treating every single customer with the exact same level of attention, respect, um, and detail, regardless of the scope of work. Whether you're here for a mirror replacement or we're doing a major repair for you, we really treat our customers the same no matter what it is. This has really paid off to help build a really loyal customer base for us. And we've really chosen to not be selfish and complete the highest quality repair on every single car that we work on every single time. And that's really helped us establish a good dealer network, referral network, repeat customers, and word of mouth.
So I've got to know, because Ryan's always talking about your level of customer experience. Can you take us a couple layers deeper into the onion here and talk about some practical ways that you create this type of experience that's got everybody in your community talking?
Of course, yeah. So we really try to be personable, first off, a bright, well cleaned office with lots of, good reading material, and then just have really good conversations with these people, explain to them the repair process, why their vehicle's coming to us, why we're better than the guy next door, and what we're going to bring to the table. And beyond that, um, we're really transparent with our repair process. So outside of explaining it, we also document it, photograph it, and then send that to the customer. So they really understand what's going on with their car, why it's taking the time that it's taking, and why it's costing the cost that it's being paid for.
So you don't have like a bunch of body shop magazines in the waiting area?
I mean, we got a couple, but they just come free in the mail. So you got to put them somewhere.
Ryan, that's one of my pet peeves is when I go into a shop and they've got like industry magazines in the customer waiting area.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to have a
I
good cup
get
of coffee and, TV.
donuts.
Oh,
Katie told us donuts are the
huge, yeah.
secret. So that's right.
Absolutely.
I love it. Chase, here's the thing. While others really struggled to adapt to all these changes, it seems like you just take it in stride and it's actually something that you seem to remain ahead of the curve. What is your approach to that? Like, how are you approaching these things and how do you do it?
Yeah, we've been really lucky because along the way of our long journey, we've met some really awesome people like Ryan and Dave who are really innovators and really trying to, stay on the forefront of technology and the advancements in the industry and keeping us involved as well. And that helps keep us sparked. And if we're sparked, then our employees are going to be sparked. We really try to keep our ESI score just as high as our CSI score. Because if you have
Oh,
happy
there's an
guys,
interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Spell that out for anybody who doesn't know the difference, because that would be me just a few short years ago. So
yeah,
spell it
so
out.
our customer satisfaction is just as important as our employee satisfaction.
I love
If
that.
you have happy employees, you have invested employees, they're going to come to you and say, "Did you hear about this new technology?" And sometimes I don't even know yet. So it's really great, and it really keeps everybody on a high level of professionalism. They really respect every job that comes into their bay, and they just want to keep learning and changing with the times.
If you don't mind me asking, Chase, how do you measure employee satisfaction?
Usually conversations, right? You can
Yeah.
tell pretty quick if somebody's glum or down or, just not feeling it. And obviously the employee review is a huge portion of that, and try to stay on top of it and keep your employees involved with everything that's happening with the business and our growth. And yeah, just keep them invested in us as much as we're invested in them.
Okay. Very interesting.
So, Chase, can you talk a little bit about some of the strategies that you're working on with your team? Your team seems to be very bought into Uber Auto Body and all things that you're doing. How are you building that team environment? Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I really like to brag. So obviously, I really like to tell our technicians the things that we're doing good, the things that we're exceeding other shops in our area with KPIs, keys to keys times, everything that we're really excelling at. I love to share that information with them with good analytical numbers, showing how efficient our paint department is in comparison to even shops with more paint booths or more square footage, and why we do the things that we do to make sure that we're producing exactly what we're supposed to do. And having that buy-in with the employees is great because they come to me and go, okay, what happened last month? Did we beat those numbers? Did we do better? Are we the same? And it's been fun.
Yeah, we talk a lot about, what really attracts and retains the best employees are having these conversations. It's what we call creating meaningful work, right? People want to be a part of something cool. They want to be part of something that's the best.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like you talk about that. You weave that in through the fabric of your culture every day.
Yeah, and we're a little bit different because we're strictly hourly. So we don't run on a flat rate mentality. We really try to toot our own horn, but produce a really good team environment. Everybody's happy to
really
work
tough.
together,
It's
right?
really tough to build a true team environment on commission or flat rate. So
Absolutely. And to get people to wrap their heads around being hourly when they feel like they can do better. It's all about the end goal and where you're going to be in 5 years with us, or the potential for, the next shops that are coming online and moving up and growing with us, right?
to me it just means that you're leading them to success instead of them having to try to figure out how to self-motivate themselves through some pay plan, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hourly does not mean they're going to get paid less. It just means they're
Yes.
getting paid differently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's truly incredible what you guys are doing. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of your plans for the future and some of the things that you're looking to implement or things that you're doing to, stay ahead of things?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very exciting. We are just over 1 week away from opening our second location. So we spent the
Woohoo!
last,
good.
yeah, absolutely. It's very
Congrats.
exciting. Yeah. So we spent the last couple of weeks just doing some renovations, some key things like making the offices match store to store, so that if a customer comes here and then goes to our second location, it feels like the same place. Obviously, implementing the structure behind that so that the same core values that we have at this store is going to be reflected into the staff and the customers at the second location. Beyond that, we're really focused heavily on not only our retail customer work, but our fleet work. Fleet work has been massive for us. So we've really structured our repair process around triaging repairs properly so that we can get these cars
Process.
turned around as fast as possible.
He
That's
said
pretty cool.
process.
He did say process, and I knew what he meant, but I'll explain it for everybody else. It's process. So, yeah, it's. I'm seeing a theme here, Dave. Here's this. These guys are starting a second shop. Katie starting another shop. Like Mark Probst has done a second shop. Like, I mean, I'm seeing this trend here, which is really interesting. So,
Once they build that turnkey system,
yeah,
right, it's become so much easier to expand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we're going to see good things from these guys. So, Chase, some advice for shops that are in a similar situation. What have you learned in starting this second location? As it hasn't even opened yet, but what have you been focused on as far as obstacles that anybody that's thinking about it that kind of helped you guys cross that threshold of, yes, we're going to do this. We're going to start a second store. What was that internal dialogue like for you and Tom and the rest of the crew there?
Yeah, I think it was really important not to bite off more than we can chew
Okay.
and really make sure that you've maximized your first store before you start considering jumping into a second location. We all know the expenses of opening a second store between equipment and renovations and rent and lease and buying and everything that goes with it. It's obviously a huge risk. So you really got to measure your risk to reward and make sure that this is the right decision for you as a business at that time, so that if you jump in there and things change, you can make it work.
Beautiful. So we got about a minute left here. And I'm going to leave it to Dave to kind of wrap us up. Bring us home, Dave.
I love the fact that here's a young guy that's killing it out there. And I really want to I really want to hear from Chase. How big are you thinking right now?
I mean, I have really lofty goals in life.
I want you to. We call them big, hairy, audacious goals. I want to.
Absolutely. I expect a 5-year plan to have at least 3 facilities that are matching square footage for what we have right now. So we average a 10,000 square foot repair facility. Our main store, we processed over 3,600 repair orders last year through a little over 9,000 production square foot with 1 paint booth, 1 painter. So we're really looking to do the exact same thing at another store. And hopefully within 5 years, we have at least 3 stores and 2 satellite centers.
He might be the next John Parker.
That's it. Look out, guys. Here he comes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this is awesome. Well, I truly enjoyed our conversation, Chase. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. And I know you got lots on your plate, lots going on. So